First and 10 OU, and let's see if they can get their running game cranked up now today. They've had some problems. Flag down as Greer gets in the secondary again, picks up about 11 yards, but we do have a flag down on the play. Two flags down, as a matter of fact. Lacumba Wallace made the stop.
I think it might be on the Miami Redskins. A couple of defensemen might have jumped off sides. We'll see.
Certainly seems to be indicated that way.
Offside, defense, decline, first down.
So Greer, who's really shown his rushing ability in the second half, gets 11 on that play and moves the chains for first and 10. As we said, he came into today's game with 504 yards rushing on 98 tries, so he runs the ball about 16 times a game. He's already carried it 16 times in today's game.
Now he has 14 carries on 70 yards, and that stat is much boosted from the halftime.
He only had 25 yards at the half on 13 carries, a 2-yard average, and as you say, he's really improved it a lot. Bouncing out to the outside this time, another big gain of about 13 yards for Chris Mobley. Bill Norris had to stop him, but not until he got another first down out to the 40, and OU is really opening the holes in this second half, something they didn't do in that first half.
You see two huge holes. Now watch, he makes the right cut, he cuts back into the inside. Norris tries to catch up with him. He trips him up with his ankles, but not before Mobley could rush for another first down by the Bobcats.
And then Carpenter came up to cover him right at the 40. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. OU already leading by 9. Mobley gets a couple of yards. That time, though, Mark Staten comes flying in there and shoves him down after a gain of about 2 yards.
Mark Staten entered the game with 27 tackles on the season. His father played here as well, and Mark had 10 tackles in that Purdue game alone.
Second down and about 8 as Mobley got a couple of yards. He's a backup tailback, but has seen considerable action. He's the third leading runner on this team. 162 yards on the year, averaging about 4.5 yards every time he totes the ball. Thornton wants to pass, though. He's got good protection, and a man wide open is tight end Swanson to the Miami 28-yard line. Another big play by Thornton. A pass good for 36, and Dennison, that's 1 point you made in the first half. We didn't expect OU to throw the ball that well today, and they have been all over Miami.
Why not when you have receivers that are that wide open? That time it was the tight end. He's got 4 passes by himself today. Huge hole in the Miami defensive secondary.
Carpenter came up along with Scott Barnett, who's in there now at a defensive back. But it's first and 10 OU. They're driving again, already leading by 9. And they could take command here in the third quarter, which has been a bad quarter for them all year long, but not today. Thornton once more. He's flushed out of the pocket. We have a flag down. He'll take it himself to about the 20 and out of bounds to the 18, but I think this one's going to come back. A gain of about 8 or 9 yards on the play, but it looked like the flag came in the vicinity where you would expect to see a holding call.
And as Miami has self-destructed a couple times with a few big penalties, so have the Bobcats all season long. Looking for the hold. I think that's after the scrimmage around the line of scrimmage took place, and you see Thornton directing his receivers. He just keeps the ball, but the officials are marking the ball back around the 35-yard line.
So it's going to be marked off here, and we'll get the official call from down on the field.
Holding, offense, first down.
It was away from, you couldn't see it on that replay. It was well over to the other side of the field, away from where Thornton had the ball. But we'll see how that affects the OU drive. They have moved the ball extremely well the 2 times they've had it in this half. First down and 20 now. That ball all the way back to the Miami 37-yard line for Anthony Thornton, the starting quarterback. He's going to hand off to Mobley. He's got a nice hole all the way back down to the 25, so he gets back a lot of the yardage that they lost. He gets a good 12 yards back. It'll be second down and about 8 to go.
Well, his passing ability has really opened up the run attack. He's passed so far 12 of 17 for 238 yards. You see, and when that happens, the defensive secondary starts to look for this pass. That allows more holes for the offensive line to open up on the defensive line. And as a result, Mobley can run for those big gains as he did right there.
The big Miami flag being taken in front of the OU side of the fans right there. Second down and 8. Scott Barnett had to make that last stop as Thornton goes back in the pocket. He's got a man wide open. Cross knocked away at the goal line by Barnett. Looked like Barnett got his hand in there at the last second to prevent what could have been another touchdown, which would have been Cross's second of the day.
Quick hands by Scott Barnett. Especially a good play because he gives up at least a couple seconds in speed to Speedy Cross.
Well, Byron Cross, as we said, came into today's game with 17 catches and has 1 touchdown.
So look at the end of the play. Now right there, Barnett just quickly gets his hand in there, knocks the pass away, and now OU has a 3rd and 8 situation. Big down here for the Bobcats and the Redskins.
At the 25-yard line, they got to get to the 17 as Thornton wants to put it up in the air. Looks down the middle, threw it behind Greer, incomplete. He threw it behind him. He couldn't come back far enough to get it, and Dave Wojcik was